Hi everybody, welcome back to the Slow Flowers Show. I'm Deborah Prinzing. I'm coming to you from Albuquerque, New Mexico, where my guest, Marybeth Wehrung, and I are at the Association of Specialty Cut Flower Growers conference, and we just turned my hotel room into a studio. Hope you can see and listen. And basically, I looked at who was attending and thought, who do I really need to talk with? Who do I really want to interview? And Marybeth, you're on that list.
Wow.
And in the category of where is she now, we just figured out that Marybeth was a guest on the Slow Flowers podcast in 2016. So it's a year, 10 years ago, so it's about time. We update people.
Yeah.
So you're in the Hudson Valley, and I did come visit you.
Yeah.
And we'll flash back to that. And actually, I think sometimes people like to follow the journey, so I'll put a link to that old episode in our show notes, so you can hear that interview.
Okay.
But please introduce Stars of the Meadow to our viewers and listeners if they haven't come across you or followed you, and you're just, they're just meeting you for the first time. What do you tell them you do?
Well, do I look here or do I look at you?
We can ignore the camera and just look at each other.
Just look at you.
I look at the camera every now and then just to make sure people know we know they're there. Yeah.
Yes, we are talking to you.
But be comfortable.
Okay. Let's see. So I started growing, I gardened, and then I did vegetables just for myself, and then I started growing medicinal herbs for herbal medicine CSA.
That's right. Oh my gosh, I remember that.
A long time ago. It was like 2011, 12, and 13. Me and some others were operating an herbal medicine CSA. And that was like how it turned from gardening to like micro farm that way. And while we were doing that, one of my partners in that was like, oh, I got some packs of flower seeds. Just figured like we could see if we can get anything, and like maybe we could sell them to our co-op. There's this tiny little food co-op down the street.
Just like literally one little
she got
packet.
like a handful of packs, and I was like, oh, cool. I like got interested in the idea, and she did it, and we started making bouquets, and probably made like $200 that season or something.
And you were hooked.
While we were doing other stuff, but like each season of those 3 years that I did the herb growing, the flowers were getting like a little more under my skin. And
I love it.
At the end, the partner then was like, I think you're really like drawn to the flowers, aren't you? I think you should probably go and do that. And she was like being drawn elsewhere too, and I was like, I really am. So
I love that.
Then I dove into it.
And is that when you came up with the new business name?
That's when I called it Stars of the Meadow.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that is like a term about the common name of a flower?
Oh, it's that's a funny thread. Let's see. In the CSA, we made a tea blend that we called Stars of the Meadow, which was,
I love it,
stuff we grew and foraged. It had like red clover, goldenrod, Monarda fistulosa, the wild one, and I think we grew chamomile or something like that we harvested. So that I don't know, it was a reference that I didn't quite know. There's also a book about flower essences called Stars of the Meadow.
Okay.
Not really, no relation, but I think
it's beautiful. A place. It talks about the constellations, the meadow. I love it. I picture you there. But anyway, you ran with it.
So I ran with it. You know how that is, like you choose something and then 10 years later you're like, what does that even mean anymore? Maybe I should change it, or maybe I can't. Or so now it's kind of like, it just is. It's like my own name. It just is.
You could rebrand, but is it important that people know you as Stars of the Meadow?
Yeah.
And they know you as Marybeth?
Yeah. Yeah.
The current business, we were going to start there.
Oh, yeah.
Is, where is it, and what is the landmass and location?
All about it.
Yeah.
The profile. So now it's all cut flowers and foliage. No more herbs, or there never was vegetables. It's in Stone Ridge, New York. So I leased at 2 other properties that were kind of like a homestead that I did not live on, that the owners lived at. Getting land is really challenging. Getting to farm as like a first generation farmer is like
crazy.
Some
and that's where I
like,
came to visit you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, one of them, the second one. And there was one before that.
So you're constantly living in this uncertainty about what
Yeah.
you can't plant a ton of perennials, for example, right?
Yeah, I did. Yep. So I would plant some perennial, like I planted perennials. I had lots of stuff, but I didn't like go big on peonies or like woodies or things that were gonna. My investment would in them wouldn't be seen
Yeah.
for several years
Yeah.
because I just didn't know. Can I be here next year? Will I still be here in 5 years? I didn't know that I was gonna stay at that site for 8 years, or else maybe I would have done that. But so I knew, and also when you don't own land, which I also still don't right now, but there's so many restrictions. Like that owner didn't want to see a lot of plastic, so
No.
additional high tunnels and even like
row cover
like
material.
row cover was okay, but
Okay.
like low hoops, tunnels, even semi-permanent. She was like, I don't want to look out and see all of that. So
That's a limitation.
it was kind of fun I wouldn't say fun. It was useful to have restrictions because sometimes with no restrictions you can get overwhelmed or don't know what to do or do too much or whatever. So I think in some ways it really was a nice kind of container to start experimenting with what this was going to be. And then at a point, it went to a point that I was like, you know what, now I'm starting to feel like I don't like those restrictions anymore.
Right. But that's so, it's so, you're presenting that as a positive, even though
Yeah.
it was constraining. And I always say that about, creative people in general. We thrive under constraint because we're problem solvers
Yeah,
or MacGyvers
exactly,
or whatever.
exactly.
And that's what you did.
And yeah, if you give me nothing to start with, just a blank page, or I would be like, we choke a little bit because sure we have ideas that we could run wild with, but sometimes the most interesting iterations come from with some restriction.
Pressure.
A little
So,
pressure, yeah.
Did you have any warning that you were going to lose that lease and that you needed to find a new location?
Yes, I had 1 whole year, which is more than so many people have when they find out that news. So I looked for a year. I knew that buying was not going to happen. It was right after, or still happening, the housing rental and housing purchase markets exploded like they did everywhere, but especially in the Hudson Valley.
Yeah.
And so that was just out of the question. And so I was looking for a long-term farmland lease where the owner did not live there. Somebody who didn't want to be involved in my business in any way. Because plenty of people have creative ideas where they would love for you to come and I have this field, and they've got this kind of dreamy idea that...
And you're like, just let me activate this space.
I'm like, don't...
Yeah.
I would almost want to... I was looking for people who were not that interested in flowers, honestly.
Do you hate flowers? I've got to do it
I
for
was
you.
like, are you just kind of about flowers? That's how I hire employees as well. It's
Really?
Usually I'm not looking for people who are I really want to get my hands on flowers. I'm more I'd rather have people with a veggie background or any farm work background. Could be flowers.
It's so funny. We have another good friend here, a farmer in Seattle, who will be here at the conference. And I remember she used to say, I'm not running flower camp.
Exactly.
You're not here to play. You're here to work.
Yeah.
And your awareness of that work ethic of an experienced farmer, but maybe with a different crop, makes sense.
Yeah, I always tell people, in the interviews, I'm always saying, it's just a crop. It's a crop like any other. It's just like cabbage or carrots or
has to be
hemp
grown
or anything. Yeah.
Tended to, harvested, sold. Boom.
Yeah.
So the year gave you a lot of. You started networking, or how did you find this land?
Yeah. So there's a very rich community of farmers in the Hudson Valley, long-standing, and so I immediately put out all the feelers to everybody, and we have Hudson Valley Farm Finder website that pairs people who want to lease in farmers, and I didn't end up finding it through there, but we have lots of resources like that. So I kind of got to work while farming, while doing that whole season.
Yeah.
So I found it in January, and I was looking, and I was interviewing in a way, going to different, and I had my eye on a long-term lease, and I knew that I needed certain things, like I needed electricity of some sort, and I needed water. So
Yeah.
a couple sites were like, we've got this 4-acre field out adjacent to another field that, you know,
What would you do then? You'd have to build out the infrastructure.
yeah, no infrastructure at all. So
Not a good option.
not a good fit. So what I ended up finding at the very end of the year, we'll close September, is a site that was an old dairy farm. Well, not old, as recently as 2012, and a worker-owned cooperative landscape business
Oh,
had purchased it as their, it's called Earth Designs Cooperative in Stone Ridge, and they had been operating out of a really small lot, like in the middle of our town, and you know they need a home base and they wanted a nursery for their plants, so
Yeah,
and
brilliant.
offices and stuff, and so they had grants and funding to purchase this dairy farm that was the farmer and neighboring farmers were the community was concerned about it not, you know, becoming developed or kind of
Yeah.
going into
Yeah.
the hands of somebody who was not going to like actually farm and appreciate the land, and so and honor that tradition
Yeah.
there. So
And it's called Earth?
Earth Designs Cooperative
Okay.
is that business.
Wow.
And then so there's that. There's Stars of the Meadow, me, and there was already another certified organic vegetable grower called Solid Ground Farm, who I had known for years as well.
So they brought you two in as like tenants, basically?
Yep, exactly.
Okay.
And there was another farm there
Wow.
that they ended up deciding it didn't make sense for them to stay, but they helped to certify the land organic and to kind of help with some of the conservation easements so that it can kind of really be ushered into like a different era of that land.
So to hear you talk about long-term, you've got landlords who are kind of have their own long game going on.
Yeah.
And so you're in alignment with that and vice versa.
Yep. So their
What a-
business is a long game.
Yeah.
And then their intent for the land is a long game, and then they've offered me a 10-year lease.
Wow.
So that is pretty long.
Major.
I'm hoping for 20, but
And a piece, yeah, you're young. And just that peace of mind that you can now, have you radically changed your crop planning and your crop mix, or baby steps? How has that affected you?
I did baby steps because when I first got there, it was like September, figured it out. Okay, I was like, boom, tulips, gotta go in. Move all the perennials before the ground freezes. So I was able to do that.
You mean from the old
From
location?
the old location. So it was like finishing the season, you know, digging the dahlia tubers at the other location. And then I had like different small crew that came on who had not been the season crew, who were the like moving crew. And then they helped me. I wasn't able to bring everything, but brought as much as I could perennial wise over and got that all planted.
Wow.
It was like going from
Jeez.
brush hogging a meadow that had sat, like I don't think it had gotten cut that season. So it was like, I didn't even really know what I was looking at when I visited. It was kind of...
Because the grass was too tall.
Yeah, like there were some like weedy stuff and some non-native pasture grasses, a couple different types, and so got that brush hog really fast. My neighbor farmers were able to lend me tractor equipment for
Great.
just like ripping up some ground to get it
Clearing
started,
it up.
which was like really different for me because I had been a no-till farmer for almost 10 years, and completely changed that 100% to till for like the first year anyway.
I had just had a conversation with someone else about this, like their values are very much based in no-till, but it's if you get new land that's so depleted and so compacted, maybe from pasture, animals,
Yeah.
There's got to be a radical step
Yeah.
so you can start the regenerative practices over
Yeah.
again.
If I put it to myself like this, if I had a year or a couple of years to observe, to cover crop, to tarp, and to bring it into cultivation really slowly, maybe if I was independently wealthy
Yeah.
or just like had another job and somehow there was still time to do that and move a farm, I would have, but
Yeah.
what I knew was the first year I needed to make a living
You had to sustain
with
yourself.
no gap, basically, which was kind of crazy. So it's been like a scaffolded, like first was plow until new areas. Then the second phase was during that first season, I started with tarps on areas that hadn't gotten plowed. And then, yeah, going forward, it's like minimal or no till
Yeah.
from establishment on.
It's kind of like a little hybrid
Yeah.
phase.
Yeah.
And in 2025, was that your second full season there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, this past year was the second full
It's
season.
impressive. How far is the new farm from where you were when I came to visit you 10 years ago?
Like 15 minutes.
Okay.
So not
Okay.
too bad.
So your quality of life isn't like in the car all the time. It's not too
No.
far away.
It's closer to where I live because I don't live at the farm. I'm a renter. I rent in Rosendale, New York, and it's like 15 minutes, where previously I was driving almost 30.
I remember that.
farm.
Yeah.
Drag. So it's
So
much closer. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
The new site is 2 acres. I'll actually have the option to add another acre soon if I so
Wow.
choose. And I had only farmed on 1 acre before, so it was like double the size, change all the methods. I also started using a lot of landscape fabric, which I did like a deep hay mulch.
you were mulching before. I remember that. Yeah.
No-till, yeah, and that worked so great for so many things. And then I got here, and my girlfriend, who's also an amazing farmer, vegetables and some flowers, she just kind of gave me the tough talk once.
Like,
was
what are you doing?
She was like, you think you're gonna till it all up and then you're gonna use hay mulch, there's gonna be weeds everywhere, all the grasses are gonna get,
Yeah.
you're gonna be struggling with this grass for several years before
Yeah.
everything that got tilled
Transitioned.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like new weed pressure, which you don't know about. I saw a little bit about it when I visited, but like the first year you really find out what weeds are gonna be there. So
Marybeth, did you ever sleep? Did you ever have a 6-day work week instead of a 7-day work week?
yeah, actually, yeah,
Good.
I'm pretty good about the
Good.
day or 2 days off.
Good.
But I had a killer team. I had my girlfriends help a lot.
And is her farm on that same location?
It's not.
Okay. She can't share crew
We
necessarily.
can't share crew, but we do projects together all the
That's
time.
awesome.
And
It's just having another person
yeah.
instead of just, you farmed solo.
Mhm.
I mean, I know you had you have a great community,
Yeah.
but you're still sole operator, so
Mhm. Yeah. And even having great crew is like,
they're still employees.
it's great. And then sometimes they only stay 1 season, or sometimes people stay for a while, and it's so awesome that
Yeah.
you have someone stay for several years. But
In the end, it's your business, not theirs.
yeah.
Marybeth, you alluded to fall, so you got there, did all of that what'd you call it? Bush hogging?
Oh, brush hogging.
Brush hogging.
That's like it's like a mowing. It's like
just
a bit
get
rough
it all
mowing.
down, yeah.
Cut it all down, see what you got.
And then you got your bulbs in.
Yep.
And then your first crop in I guess spring of 2024 were
Yeah.
tulips or
It was daffodils and tulips because I moved. I usually dug up daffodils from the last place, and moved up those and tulips, and then just started with annuals and like working chunk block by block. I laid it out in 6 same size blocks in the field, so it was like.
so every
just like-
every block is numbered and
Yeah,
has
like-
a purpose. Or different.
It has a purpose. If anyone knows what the purpose is, it's not me. But
I mean, is it like,
But yeah.
all bulbs here, all annuals there, all
something like that. Yeah.
summer
like
perennials.
biennials, they'll be flowering in the spring,
Yeah.
in the early summer. Then the first round of cool annuals will go next to that. Then the warm season annuals. So it's basically like creeping. It's like, what is that analogy of like rolling out a carpet
Yeah.
as you're like walking
Yes.
on it right in front of you. It's kind of like that.
It's like painting the floor as you walk toward the other side.
That's it, exactly.
So
That's what we were doing that first season.
what are those? I mean, for 2 acres, then those are pretty big sections. Those 6 sections.
Yes, so it's like it's 80 feet by 100-foot long beds. So it's
Okay.
like 19 or 20 100-foot beds. And
And-
there will be
amazing.
6, and then it includes, that 2 acres includes outside my fence where I bought a little prefab building. So I looked at all the options and like there's no structure there for like to build a cooler into in a workspace. So I bought like a 12 by 28 prefab
Wow.
shed, really big shed,
A she
mini
shed.
barn,
Yeah.
like a mini, and put up a tunnel to be like a permanent tunnel for greenhouse slash the very like whatever I wanted to plant in the ground that first season, and lilies and crates, and then seedlings jammed down this side.
Whatever you wanted to have undercover.
Yeah, like everything's hybrid until you have enough funds and time to
Right.
for what you'd like to do, and you don't know when you get there how like it was the hardest thing going to a new site is like how's everything gonna. I want to plan how it's all going to be laid out and the flow and where is this going to come from and where should I put the building and how to orient things. And you don't know till you get there, and I didn't want to make any huge decisions that I'd later go, if I had only waited like a couple months, I would have seen that I really should have put this concrete slab somewhere else. Or
Good. Yeah. So, okay, so I was starting to kind of walk you through the year. So the season starts with bulbs, and how long are you able to go to dahlia season or chrysanthemums, or what do you?
Yeah, I do chrysanthemums. I'm in, I think our zone just got changed to 6B from 5A. So, and of course there's like microclimates even right in the town and our surrounding towns. But chrysanthemums in tunnels is my last crop.
That's great. That's wonderful.
And I'm a fan of, like, I do need to take a break, so I don't see heated tunnels in my near future. I'm not trying to be a full year grower. Full season grower. I need the break. I think the land needs the break.
Yeah.
So
it's not like you're in I guess more moderate climate where you could have winter crops. It would take so much work and cost to keep a crop going all winter.
Yeah, the inputs don't justify it yet to me. I mean, I haven't really even looked at it, but it's enough for me to be doing all of that and having that crop as late as, and since I don't heat, sometimes like I do the early and mid blooming. I don't do the late mums because those usually get frosted even in my tunnel. Some years they would, some years they wouldn't. And then by a week before Thanksgiving I'm like out of selling mode. There's so much to do that I need to switch to other stuff.
Well, let's talk about selling mode, because when I first met you, you did have a CSA.
Great segue.
Yes, I'm going to move us through this conversation.
Good at it. I've done this before.
Kind of. I hope it's not feeling very pushy.
No, I love it. No, I love it. You're keeping me focused.
We could talk for 3 hours, but we're going to just kind of keep it under an hour. You were selling to florists in like the Hudson, like Kingston, and the kind of the little retail flower shops in the cute little towns in Hudson, but also to groceries, as I recall, grocery of some kind, and your own direct sales.
Do you mean now, or you mean
when I first met you?
Before. Okay, when we first met, I was selling to florists and designers, doing weddings, because our area is like a wedding destination.
And were you doing weddings?
No, but I don't do full service, but I do buckets and a la carte, wearables and things you carry.
I love it.
All of those little fiddly things.
Yep.
So that is, and it's like pick up at my farm. I still do that.
Yep.
And I was doing a little bit of grocery, do a couple small shops.
I remember that, yeah.
I decided to conclude that and replaced it with a farm store where I don't have to deliver.
This is brilliant.
I hope.
So there have been, this move has allowed you to do some adjustments that work better for you.
Yeah, with the sales channels,
And it's sort of that whole desire of making your farm fit your lifestyle and your, what allows you to, sustain this level of a lot of work, a lot of brain power, but it has to be rewarding and not a drag. So you're picking the things you like and getting rid of the things that didn't work for you.
Yeah.
And so when you mentioned having a farm store, I want to talk about that, because I saw that you posted about it. Was it just this past season that you started it? Okay, what's it called?
Yeah. It's called Farm Store.
Because you share it with another grower.
I share it with the other growers, Solid Ground Farm. So we have half veggies, half flowers and we have them inside coolers. We also bought a prefab shed.
I was going to ask you if it was in your big manufactured structure, but you have a new shed.
Yeah, it's
Good.
out at the front, the entrance of the property by the road.
Brilliant.
So people can see it.
And you have like sliding door coolers, or
Yes.
So
Yeah.
real retail facing. There's
Yeah,
glass
like those
door.
glass front door
Mhm.
coolers, and people just help themselves and pay, hopefully, pay with cash or Venmo.
So you don't have to staff it, or
Right,
are
yeah.
choosing not to.
Right, it's unstaffed, and yeah, there's this amazing person named Lenny Larkin who did a course on farm stores, which
We had her on the podcast, and she's a slow farmers
you know
member.
about it.
But this
anyway.
this whole shift has taken place, and you're just a case study for it, which is selling wholesale to grocery. You're taking such a haircut on margins, right?
Yeah.
You have to price those bouquets so they can mark them up.
Mm-hmm.
And then the CSA, while you are getting a full retail, it's still probably just the labor involved bites into
Yeah.
your profit. So now you're
Mhm.
making people come to you and pay a better price.
Yeah, and it's a small group so far because we're just getting started. But I think those, like, every sales channel doesn't work for every area
Sure,
or
yeah.
every farm, like suiting your personality or your little
Who-
mini region.
Your market, like
Yeah,
who
your
are
market,
these people?
what people want
Yeah.
in your town or in your area, and yeah, I think the other thing that happened was I'm kind of in like some kind of let's put a positive spin on like midlife crisis. What would that be when it's not a crisis? It's just like turning point.
Yes, yes, I love
Of
it.
me and my farm. So
Mhm.
I'm 44 now. I was like, over 40 thinking like, I have to move my farm. I'm deciding to continue this business and not just be like, well, I lost the land, that's it, figure something else out.
Yeah, you took the proactive momentum and you drove it to
Yeah.
get to where you are.
Yeah.
No one was going to do it for you.
Yeah, and I knew it had to work for me and it had to be long term because I was like, I'm not 20s anymore.
Yeah.
I don't want to move this farm again. I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'll pack it up and dig the
Kinda
peonies
like-
up again. I was like, this has got to be the forever farm, and I said that to every single person that I, engaged with.
potential landlord. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really smart. So it was all these pieces that had to kind of align to get to this point, and then having the farm store again fits into that model.
Yeah, I think so. I've been doing. Oh, and I want to mention the Hudson Valley Flower Collective,
Which sounds like another big part of your
which is
a channel
yeah.
for you, right?
Yeah, so I was doing wholesale for years, and a lot of other flower farms in my area were, but it depended on designers schlepping around this big, long Hudson Valley corridor to the different farms, and having to make decisions about, the triangulation of what am I getting from who, what can I get from who, could I get. It's like meeting our minimums, making the drive make sense in the number of hours that they had that they could spare, and still, checking everything off on their list for their events. So.
And Marybeth, isn't
Yeah.
it true that the Hudson Valley is like almost from one end to the next, almost 2-hour drive?
Yeah. Yes.
So it's
Yeah.
it's a cool destination, but
Yeah.
there's all these smaller sub areas too.
Yes.
So was the pain point of that what forced the collective to get started?
I think so.
Okay.
Like the energy, the impetus for that was there since I first met you. Actually, since 2014, were when like growers in our area first started meeting and talking about it, and designers, and trying to figure out how to make it happen. And for whatever reason, like the
Jupiter aligned with
alchemy-
Mars.
Yeah, whatever the
stars of the
astrology
Meadow.
was not. Yeah.
The stars aligned.
Yeah, the astrology was right though. In 2023, I wasn't involved that year.
Okay.
Yeah,
I had heard about that.
formed with I think 4 farms,
And now you're involved.
Yes, and so the following year, 6 more farms joined.
Wow.
And it's been growing pretty rapidly.
And so to have an average of 10-ish farms, give or take.
Yeah.
Or
We have 12 now.
12.
Mm-hmm.
That, I think that makes it worth it. The florists want to get their skin in that game.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of diversity of choice.
Yeah.
And abundance.
Yeah, hopefully they still have to drive many of them, but it's not like a big loop and time at each stop and different methods of payment and different methods of ordering that every person does. So we use Rooted at the moment for our platform. It's, descriptions and photos and prices and height and everything they can
which gives a standardized shopping experience.
Yeah, standardized. It's a lot like Shopify. It's like buying things online like we're all used to doing now.
Right. Where is there a physical location?
And there's a physical location in Red Hook, New York, which is about 20 minutes from Kingston. So we were able to find a farm / kind of warehouse space that has cooler space and like a nice big warehouse room, and it's not like perfectly centrally located for everyone, but it was, kind of within striking distance.
Right. Check some of the boxes.
Yeah.
So when do you deliver your product?
So we deliver, oh my gosh, you're asking me to remember last season.
I could just go look on their website.
We do have a website.
Okay, good. We'll share that with people. Say once a week.
We deliver, once a week, I'm sure. No, it's Wednesday mornings. Or sometimes, because we have a cooler, sometimes a Tuesday evening works for growers to load stuff into the cooler. Wednesday, late morning, we open, and Thursdays also. So buyers come and get their pre-orders, and then we also have a small sales floor. So it's probably 70 or 80% pre-order.
Sure.
And then we have some, like, buy what you see.
If you have extra buckets, you might leave them there for...
Bring some extra.
knowing how florists shop.
Right. So it scratches that itch for them, and then they also have it in the bag what they've, ordered ahead, and they know that they have that secured, and then they will sometimes buy some extras or, our collective boss Ellie is awesome at communicating with. Sometimes she'll like do like a walk by video of what's on the floor, and she'll post it, or she has like an encyclopedic memory of what people's palettes are and what she's been talking about with who, and help be like, she'll kind of know who might be looking at, might be interested in that thing. Yeah,
you really need peach. I'm going to text you and let you know about this.
Yes.
So that is amazing. And would you say being involved in that, I just remember when I came up to see you in 2016 and you had a wonderful meetup that I still have pictures of that.
Yeah.
A lovely group of people that we met in Hudson.
It was in Hudson, yeah.
The conversation was happening then.
Yeah, it was.
And then you had, I remember one other time you had a fun gathering that you did an American Flowers Week celebration in someone's barn.
Yeah.
And that was maybe the following year. But it never really got the traction until the universe was ready and everyone was ready.
Yes. And I think the administrative side was something that, like, what farmer do you know who is running a farm and then is able to pull off like this big feat of
this big entrepreneurial thing? Yeah.
So we had this amazing perfect angel sent from heaven named Ellie Limpert who decided she wanted to make this happen.
Is she also farming?
She is a grower.
Wow, crazy woman.
And she's doing the collective, raising small children and doing some growing, and she and 3 other growers who interestingly were newer growers and weren't those people involved in that back then.
Wishing it out loud.
Yeah, some of those people are still farming, many of them, some aren't, so it was like some kind of a new energy, and the timing was right, so it came together. And
I know we're going to wrap up here soon, but let me ask you, in terms of your slices of the pie, like how much does selling through that channel represent business for you?
A quick pie chart, if you don't mind me looking at my phone.
Yeah, we'll put it in the show notes.
My cheat sheet.
I love it.
My little cheat sheet. It's like once it's in a pie chart.
I
You don't
think
have to
it's
memorize
really
it.
useful for people to think about. Very few people have a single channel of distribution.
Yeah.
Unless they're very specialized and they sell like all their lavender to one
Right.
wholesaler, you know,
Right.
something like that.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I'll tell you, I started out with too many sales channels, growing too many things. So that wouldn't be my challenge. My challenge is not to diversify, but it's to go a little deeper, not broader, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So over the time, it's been dropping crops that were making money or just were fun and I could use them, but simplifying, streamlining,
it's
limiting the
yeah,
sales channels.
quality, not quantity necessarily.
Yeah. So I'm just looking at this. So wholesale was 36%. That's significant.
It is significant.
I do a farmer's market, which was 29%. That's in person, me in Westchester every Saturday.
Oh, what farm? I mean, what market?
It's called Chappaqua.
Oh,
Yeah.
one of my best friends lives there. I'm going to send her to you.
Okay, send her over.
Stacy Winnick.
Okay.
Come.
Stacy,
come meet
Saturdays 8
Marybeth.
to 1 at the train station.
Yep.
So yeah, that's around 1/3. Then the DIY weddings are about 22%. A little bit of a couple other things. Farm store was only like 6% this year, but hopefully growing.
The farm store is going to grow.
Yeah, I think so.
That's amazing.
Hope so.
I'm so happy we could reconnect, and I know we'll
Me
see
too.
each other over the next couple of days. But
Yeah.
this is, to me, this is like following the arc of the maturity of a farm, and the evolution of a badass woman. Like, you keep trying new things and tweaking and asking yourself, is this working or not? And that takes courage and
Or
discipline.
stupidity.
Well, and like
Not that, but
discipline and I believe optimism and
yeah, optimism.
I hope people can take away from this, like, this is what it takes.
Yeah.
It isn't. Yes, you could be growing radishes, but you're choosing to grow flowers. But it doesn't make it easier.
Yeah.
It makes it more meaningful for you because you're choosing to grow them. But
Yeah.
but maybe it's a little bit easier on your mental health and your physical wellness and
I think
your
so.
lifestyle.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Well, and that's probably the key to doing it again is like that I take a break and I'm not trying to grow all winter, because I think if I didn't have a chance to reset and just like forget about the troubles of the
Yeah.
year,
Yeah.
maybe I wouldn't return every season. So.
Okay, I want your winter playlist and your winter reading list.
Well, honestly, it's so much planning. Well, here we are at a conference. There's another great one in 2 weeks called Flowering in the North, which happens in Maine.
Yep. I wanted to go to that, but I didn't make it. Yeah.
Some year go to that. That one's great. So it's like already January's half done there with planning, ordering seed orders. Even if you're not, even if you're not setting up a new, like if you're not investing in new stuff in a new farm, you're still probably ordering some perennials, maybe some woodies and
Yeah, you're
stuff.
already working.
Yeah. And marketing, and not even to mention like your bookkeeping and taxes and all that. So
Yeah, you're not
that's
really.
my playlist.
Yeah, okay, sounds
There's
good.
probably nothing playing. It's just that.
Thank you so much, Marybeth.
Yeah.
This has
Great
been
to do
great.
this.
Please come to slowflowerspodcast.com. You'll get to watch a replay of this video. Maybe I'll have a gallery of photos from the new farm that I can share.
Oh yeah.
And I think people would really love to see that,
Yeah.
and a photo of that cute farm store.
Definitely. And I'm on Instagram at Stars of the Meadow, so we'll do both.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Marybeth.